I'm going to be honest, it's not always easy being an introvert. It can be extremely lonely, you deal with a lot of misunderstanding, and it's really exhausting as well. Today I'm going through the harsh truths about being an introvert, because these are often things that we keep to ourselves. One of the hardest parts about being an introvert is dealing with all the misunderstanding. People just don't get us. They don't understand introversion, because it's not about being shy or antisocial, but people think we are. We get told to speak up more, and we start believing that our introversion is a flaw, when it really isn't. People see quiet as something that needs to be solved. And there's nothing wrong with being a quiet person, but people make us feel like there is. What's hard as well is that the world rewards loudness. It rewards extroverted behaviour, like being confident and outspoken. But that's just not our personality. We're quiet and reflective and thoughtful. And I think those things are so positive. And it's sad that the world doesn't praise those qualities more. When we're told to speak up more and be more loud and outgoing and get more involved, that can really shatter our confidence. Because we're just not that type of person. It's hard for us to be like that, because that means changing who we are. People don't understand that they're trying to get us to be someone we're not. So then we doubt ourselves and we start thinking, oh wait, am I actually boring? Do I need to change who I am? Do I need to be more outgoing? Do I need to be more loud? We feel like we need to be that way to fit in with everyone else. And the hardest part is that we don't want to change. We just want to be accepted. There is nothing wrong with being an introvert, but it seems like the world is biased. I think the most important thing is to stop measuring ourselves against other people. Our value isn't in how visible we are, how loud we are. It's in our quiet nature. The truth is that introverts will be misunderstood a lot, and that might not be something that we can change. It's something that we just have to deal with. Our silence will get misread. People will think we're boring, that we've got nothing to say, that we don't like people, that we don't want to be there. But that's just us thinking and reflecting. It's in our nature to be quiet. We're simply listening and observing, but people don't quite understand that's what we're doing. They see us not talking and think that something's wrong with us, that we don't want to be involved. But we're simply being involved in our own way. I think the most important thing to realise is that we don't owe anyone an explanation for the way we are. We shouldn't feel the need to explain our quiet nature, because it's just who we are. Loud people don't explain their loudness. It's just something that's accepted. Another hard thing about being an introvert is trying to deal with our social energy. We just don't have as big of a social battery as extroverts do. But that's okay, because we need to protect our energy. We only have so much of it. The problem is that we compare ourselves to extroverts. We see them constantly on the go. We see them doing lots of things, meeting up with people, being really social. And we feel like we need to be like that. As introverts, we get tired of too much stimulation. We protect our energy by cancelling plans, by taking time for ourselves, by choosing not to go out with people. But then people think we're boring, and that we don't enjoy ourselves, and that we just stay at home and don't do anything. The truth is, if we don't protect our energy, we're just going to burn out. People don't understand this, and we feel the pressure to go out and be more social, so that we fit in, so that people don't see us as boring. But what we're really doing is draining ourselves even more. We're not putting ourselves first, and that's what we need to do. It's not about making everyone else happy. And that brings me to my next harsh truth about being an introvert. And it's that most introverts are people pleasers. We feel like we need to make other people happy. And instead we're sacrificing our own happiness. We're scared of upsetting people. We don't want to hurt other people's feelings. And that's because we're so connected with our emotions and other people's. We're really sensitive. We know what it feels like. So we don't want to make other people feel that way as well. Being a people pleaser isn't you being nice. It's you putting other people first instead of yourself. And that will only leave you feeling more drained. Now, we hate being misunderstood for this one. But it's true that introverts do get lonely sometimes. There is a loneliness that comes with being a quiet person, because we feel like we need to be connected to other people. But really we prefer our social circles to be much smaller, And because we thrive in solitude, it's where we spend a lot of our time. But it is true that in that time we can feel lonely. We can feel like we do want to be around people, but we just don't know how to. There's that craving for connection, but also wanting to be alone, wanting your own space. And it's hard to get that balance. I think for us, connection isn't about quantity, but quality. And that's why small talk drains us so much. We want those really deep, meaningful connections, but they're really hard to find. And I think that's what makes us feel so lonely as well, is that when we don't find those connections, we're sort of left with nothing but ourselves. The truth is, we don't need more friends. We just need the right connections. And yes, finding those takes time, but that's normal, and you will find them eventually. One of the harshest things introverts are told is to be more loud and outgoing and to be more extroverted. And this is something we deal with near enough on a daily basis. And that brings me to another truth about introverts, is that we can lack confidence. We lack confidence in ourselves. We feel like we don't quite belong. We feel like it's too hard to fit in, that people don't understand us. We just need to realize that there is nothing wrong with who we are. There's nothing wrong with being quiet. So yeah, being an introvert is hard. It's not always cozy and peaceful and aesthetic. It's hard, it can be lonely, and we're definitely misunderstood. But there is so much more to introversion. And that's what we don't realize. We don't need to change who we are. We can accept that it's hard. Life is hard. There are ups and downs. We're going to doubt ourselves. We're going to question who we are. We're going to feel like we need to change ourselves. But I think the most important thing to realize is embracing who you are and making the changes that you want to make in your life will bring you closer to happiness. You don't have to care what other people think. What matters is that you care about what you think of yourself. So if you're watching this and thinking, yeah, I can really relate, then know that you're not alone and that so many people feel this way. So many people feel misunderstood. It's hard being an introvert in an extroverted world, but it doesn't mean we don't belong. So if this hit home, let me know in the comments. What do you struggle with the most about being an introvert? And thank you so much for watching, and always be your wonderful introverted self.